Hello, okay, welcome back to my channel. I am Aphrodite and this is Aphrodite's house. Let me just get this out of the way. Okay, so sorry, trying to get this out of the way. So if you're new here, I do pick a card readings and I share information sometimes. And as of late, I haven't been posting any pick a card readings because I have actually been doing candle work, spell work for the last week, pretty much. And if you hear something going in the background, it's my air conditioner. My guides and kind of everyone that I work with, they've been kind of helping me. Not kind of, they have been helping me with my work. So I've been really preoccupied in that because that's where all of my energy needed to go. And I couldn't film the process. I had to wait until it was all done to show you what's going on. I'm actually not cleansing. I cleansed my space earlier. I'm actually using this. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but it is to actually bring in my ancestors and allow them to speak to me more clearly as I kind of walk you through what ended up happening with my candles and my candle work. Just move this completely out of the way. Okay. So I don't have another like full candle on me that I can use as an example. I'm gonna show this kind of older one. I'm not gonna show you what I used it for, but you can see how it's like black on the sides. This was not for any type of work. This was actually just for calling someone in for when I do my readings, actually. And there was a lot of bad energy, blockages and things like that coming throughout some of these readings. So the candle kind of, the jar really took a hit, as you could see. These are from the work that I did recently. As you can see, there's a lot of like white smoke. It's not bad. You can see it burned all the way down, like all of the way down. You can see my herbs there that I used for these particular ones all the way down. These were white candles, so you know, leftover, the rings, leftover residue. Some people interpret rings as time. My guides and I are still properly working through what everything means for me. Here's the other one, which also has the same thing. So white smoke. There's still some wax there at the bottom, but burned pretty clean and pretty even. I lit them the same day, started everything the same day. This one went last. As you can see, there's like, it's so crazy. Okay, so it's just crazy to me. Lit at the same time. As you can see, there's some clear points in both of these where the candle is very clear and then very smoky. So for me, with these particular candles, it's showing me a particular timeline in which things are going to manifest for me, based off of the effort that I'm putting into these things. So things for like good health and prosperity, you know, yes, I can get assistance on those. I can get more of a timeline for those and, you know, have those ventures be blessed and things like that. But they ultimately are based upon how much work and effort I'm also putting in. I can't ask for prosperity, then sit and do nothing to get it. I have to get off of my ass and work. So that's kind of the messages that I've been getting here, is that it seems like there's no real deep rooted blockages. There is some sort of haziness and cloudiness, but it's not from anything negative. It's more from like self-doubt, or when I have those depressive days that turn into weeks and I don't get any work done, and that kind of sets me back. And just things like that. These candles are really good though. You can see the obvious difference. You can see the obvious difference in just the way these look. My bad, I'm just trying to adjust the camera so you have a better view of what I'm talking about. See that? Like, it's black, and these have these clear spots here. So it seems like towards the end of August, that's more of the timeline that I have. Towards the end of August, I start to get more clear-minded and balanced out, and the next big changes come through. The things that I've asked for will slowly progress over time, given how much time and effort I put into these ventures. They're highly blessed and highly favored. It doesn't seem like anyone on my spiritual team has given me any sound for alarm. They seem to be pretty supportive. These candles, they burned for 7 days straight. I did not blow them out once. I monitored them closely. There was a whole it was a whole 7-day ritual. So I did a lot. There was a lot of me monitoring, me listening, taking notes, understanding, coming back, assessing, letting it do its thing, leaving offerings, coming back, assessing, leaving offerings, as they work to bring me more and more information on my journey, and as I process what I'm being told, and how I'm realizing that I'm in a pretty good spot. A lot of things aren't happening from outside source, they're happening from in the home. So I need to really take care of my mind and body and get back into being aligned properly with the things that I'm asking for, and then continue to work hard. So, the mind, so that I don't go through these depressive episodes that then set me back. So, like, not posting content for like weeks and weeks at a time, knowing that there's these messages that I'm being asked to push out because I'm sad and I don't want to get out of bed. And yes, it's valid, and yes, I have to rest, and spirit tells me to take a rest. And my ancestors reiterate needing to take time for myself. That does not mean sleep in bed for 3 weeks at a time and just do nothing and then be sad about it. And then be sad that I didn't accomplish anything in that week other than really calming down the mind and the body. Because I have a job to do. So, I can't ask for things and then not be willing to push myself a little. Like, yes, I'm sad, and yes, I have to honor that. Or yes, I'm going through depression, and I have to honor that. But at some point, I kind of have to push myself to get where I want to be, It's one of those, at what point do you stop allowing things to just be as they are and start doing things to have more of a positive change? So I'd say these came out really, really, really well. These came out really well because it's showing me that it's like I said, it's not coming from outside the home. So when you're working with your candles and your guides and everyone else, a lot of people like to just let them burn and then think, oh, I'm done. Always try to assess what it looks like, how cloudy it is, whether or not you have some rings, what's going on here. I have clearness here, but I have smoke here. It's definitely some cloudy judgment, but some clear waters here at the end. It's definitely more work that needs to be done on my part. Yeah, like, there's moments, I don't know, you can kind of see it here too. Cloudy, but then here in the middle you got some clear, and then cloudy. A lot of cover that up. A lot of leftover wax here, but then clear. So it's a lot of mental and self blockages. So I can share these results, but I can't really share what they were for, because I'm going to be doing this ritual again. I cannot say when, for safety, but I'll be doing it again, because I was asked to. I was told that there's really nothing wrong, but just to do the ritual again, which I can respect. My guides are very particular. They're very, they like things to be done a particular way, you know. So even if I just wanted to do this once and this was okay, because I realized that the problem is coming from me and not from someone else, and I was okay with that, they're asking me to do this again. So I'm going to go ahead and take time to do this again. But like I said, it burned pretty evenly all of the way through, with some of the herbs actually on the bottom still fully being intact. It burned clean through. There was like little to no wax left over. And then another big thing was that I never blew these out. So it looked pretty clear when it was lit, and then they still burned even after the wax had burned all the way through. So that could be a little bit of it. But even then, I'm being told that like there is some haziness and some fogginess. There's clear moments. There's moments where I get this random boost of energy and drive to really do things and push out content and really deliver the messages that they told me. And those are those clear moments. But then it's really easy for me to fall back into some of these other habits. So the things that I'm asking for, they're tangible. They're well within my grasp. I really just need to manage a couple of things. Set some routines in place, redo this ritual, and see how setting these routines in place and things like that are helping me progress, and how they're helping things move forward. Now, I feel like when people do any sort of like candle magic, how you interpret what happens to your candle is truly up to you and whomever you're working with. Make sure that you're pulling cards or using your clairaudience or whatever gifts you have to really have a clear-cut conversation about what's happening. I did several readings on this before I did the ritual. I did readings while I was preparing for the ritual. During it, like I said, I literally was pulling cards every single day to kind of see the progression and like get the information of what needed to change, so that I had a clear understanding of what it was that I was seeing. Because while I believe firmly that there are just ways that things are done and interpreted, the deeper seated meanings and understandings, you need to be talking to whomever you did this petition with, or whomever you worked with. I worked specifically with my ancestors and a couple of deities. So this was convening everyone and really having a full forced conversation about what this means for me. So you need to be making sure that you're doing that, because if you're not and you're just kind of leaving it up to someone else to interpret what's going on, it can get really cloudy and muggy, because one person's interpretation of something may not be what they need you to hear, you know? But, you know, everything seems to be coming out pretty great. I apologize. I'm shuffling because my guides are talking, and this kind of helps me to hear better. This just kind of helps me to hear better when I'm shuffling. I don't need any particular message. I'm literally just shuffling. To kind of open up that channel. Yes. So also another thing is, unless you're doing like group work, I'm going to move my mic really quickly because I dropped a card, but unless you're doing like group workings, I would not be so quick to share imagery or video of your ritual while it's in the process of working, just because you never want anyone to see what you've got going on and try to send some stuff your way mid-ritual. I it will show up. I mean, it'll show up for sure. It's just not what you want. So this is kind of what I've been working on for the last week. It's why I haven't really been posting full-length videos like pick a card readings, but I have been posting Instagram reels and short little reels on here about daily collective energy reads and things like that. So yeah, but if you're curious about the herbs that I used cinnamon. What did I use? Wow. Well, it was very particular. Cinnamon, rosemary, vetiver. And some of my own, like I have some handmade oils that I used too, that I have. Yeah, this is one of them. I couldn't find the one I was looking for, but here's one. As you can see, it's got like pyrite in there. Oh, no, or you can't because I didn't have it positioned properly. Boop. Will it focus? There we go. This is actually one that I use quite often just for myself. Like every day when I wake up, I use this oil. I find it brings me the best luck. And now my camera doesn't want to focus. But yeah, so this is what I've been doing. This is how I interpret my candle. Like I said, there are ways to go about reading things, but after a while, it kind of goes beyond that, and it goes, excuse me, a lot of energy going out and in. It goes beyond that, and it goes a little bit more into the message of what do you and the particular deity or ancestors or whomever, what are they saying? So this is what I've got. I was specifically asked to shown the results and just what's going on and everything, and hopefully what I showed here is helpful to someone, because they're telling me that I couldn't show the actual process of it, but I could share the outcome, like the general message that came with the understanding of what I saw here. So like I said, this was just my these were 7 days, very clean cut ritual, very fun. I enjoyed this experience. I'm not used to doing the 7 days the way that I did it, and having it burn so nice and clean without me worrying about potentially starting a fire. My ancestors said, I got you. They meant it when they said it, because I lit it and they stayed lit. I did not put them out once, blowing or doing like the suffocation. Did not, just did not, because they were like, if you do that, if you put it out, you will have to start all over. And I was like, what? With like all new candles. So this is what I've got. This is how they turned out. I will be doing this ritual again. If you have questions about what this was for or how I did this, you can feel free to message me on Instagram or send me an email, and I will be more than happy to get back to you. My information will be in the description box. I just will not publicly on this platform share what this was for, how I did it, my setup. I just, for safety and for the sake of, this was based off of the relationship that I have, and I would never want anyone to go out and do exactly what I did and then have a totally different experience. I'm just not gonna share that on this platform. People tend to see something and run with it, and then the person who shared the information is usually at fault. So this is just what I have. This is how this worked for me. These were the divine messages that I got based off of how I did the ritual, the agreements that we had set in place, and all of that. But like I said, if you have any questions on how I did it, the space that I did it in, my initial setup, and all of that, and the process of letting them burn for 7 days straight, and how I kind of coped with that, Like I said, you can either message me on Instagram, or I will have my email address in the box below if you would like me to do a candle ritual for you. That will also soon be added to the website, which will also be in the description box below. But until then, I hope you stay safe, and I hope you keep growing and shining and really just being the best version of you. Yeah, that's all I've got for this video, and hopefully within the next couple days I'll be back to pick a cards because everyone seems to love those. But yeah, thanks for coming to my video, and yeah, bye.